So what we need to do next is add a bit of weight to the body, because when the string is joined here and we can turn the head, we want some weight here so that when we turn the head, the whole body doesn't move. So again, you can take your head off, that's fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get 2 1p pieces. Aha, here we are, 2 1p's. And now what I'm going to do is put a 1p, here's my little lady, she's got her front here, she's got her back here. And underneath, at the very bottom of the front of the dress, I'm actually going to stick with masking tape this 1p into her dress. And again, if you are using some newspaper, you might have had to double up your piece of paper for the body. So there we are, yes, you can see it's there. It will get more firmly stuck later on when we paper mache. Do the same on the back of the dress. And that will just give more weight to the puppet, because with puppetry it's very important that the puppet has some weight so that gravity can have its effect. Okay, so here she is. We now need to add, with this man, we need to add this piece of string that he's got on the back of his neck here. And this just means that the head can be swiveled while it's still actually attached, while the head and the body are still attached to each other. So we're going to take our second skewer, so you should have 2. I'm going to just take her head off again, and I'm going to make a hole. You see, that's where our hole is, where the head skewer goes in. This is the front of the puppet and this is the back. So behind this hole, towards the back of the puppet, about 1 centimetre down towards her back, about 1 centimetre down, yeah. Maybe not quite that much, but yeah, between 0.5 centimetre and centimetre. I'm going to make a second hole with my skewer. Just going to twist it round to make sure it's a good hole. Can you see that? Second hole there. Yep. And then I'm going to do the same with my head. So this is the front of the puppet, this is the back. I'm going to make a hole behind this hole, so going towards the back of his head. So if I hold my puppet downwards here, I'm going to make my hole there. Again, about 0.5 centimetre to 1 centimetre. Swivel it in. So can you see, there's his nose, so it's behind there. Yeah, make sure it's like, you know, you've swiveled it around a bit so you can actually see the hole properly and stuff. And now we're going to get our piece of string. And I'm going to cut off about, just going to make sure the end isn't frayed, so I'm going to cut off a fresh end. Then I'm going to cut off about maybe 3 centimetres, so maybe about like 3 fingers width of string, a little piece like that. And then I'm going to use my second skewer again, and I'm going to get some PVA glue. I've just poured a little bit of PVA glue into this little plastic yogurt pot that I've got, all washed out obviously. So here's our glue in here. It's just neat PVA glue without any water. And I'm going to use my second skewer to get some glue on the end of it, onto the pointy end. And then I'm going to be very careful not, no actually, yeah. And then I'm going to, into the second hole I've just made on the head, I'm just going to very carefully pop some glue into it. So, touch that. So it's a bit out of focus, but yeah, I've put some glue in there. And then I'm going to do the same with the second hole I made on my body. Now, be very careful not to put the glue in the wrong hole. The first hole, at the very top of the puppet, That's the one that our head skewer is going to go in, so we don't want to put any glue in there. We just want to get glue into the second hole we've made, which is the one behind it, more towards the back of the puppet. That's the one we need to put glue in. So I'm going to just do that now. I'm just going to dab a bit of glue, definitely in the right hole here. There you go. And then I'm going to just use a scrap bit of paper just to clean off the worst of the glue. And then I'm going to find my little piece of string, and I'm going to just pop the end of the string into the hole, the back hole of the head, the second hole that I made where the glue is. And this is a bit tricky, so again, you might need some help for this. Using the end of the skewer, the sharp end, you just want to poke it in till it's nicely in there. Can you see that? That is nicely in. And then I want to do the same with the second hole. Oh, firstly I'm going to remove my head skewer from the head, so that we don't accidentally stick the skewer in. So then this end bit of string we want to put into this second hole with the glue in. So if I just do that now, again using my skewer. This can be a bit tricky, and yeah, it can be quite tricky, so just be patient. Push it in with the back, sorry, with the sharp end of the skewer. Okay, so what we have now is our head and body attached with the string, and you want about, I'd say, 1.5 centimeters of string exposed, because that's what's going to give you movement. And if you get your head skewer back, this isn't the one that you used for glue, by the way. So, which one was it? This one. So I'm going to put my head skewer back in. I'm going to be very careful not to disturb this too much. This is just to see if the string is the right length. And as I suspected, I've accidentally pulled my string out. So that's okay. Just get my thing again. Put a bit more glue on. So it's just very important that the string is stuck firmly into the hole in the back and the hole in the head. And as you can see, you've still got your skewer here that can move. But once this is stuck, that will keep them firmly in, but still allowing the movement of the skewer. So what you're going to do now is just let that dry, because we don't want that string to come out. So you want that string to be really tight and glued nice and firm in there. So I'm just going to, again, make sure it's in there nicely. And then I'm just going to let that dry, fully dry. It might take a couple of hours, so I'm going to go and have some lunch.